Well, greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of WTF Walk the Floors. I'm Stephanie Ledger with First Rate Hospitality, and I'm joined with my co-host, Michèle Kline of Kline Hospitality. How are you today, Michèle?
I'm doing great, and I'm very excited about today's topic. We're going to talk about wellness tourism.
All
We all
right.
know that people are caught in that crazy hamster wheel, and when it's time to renew, wellness is all you're seeking. So, wellness tourism focuses on promoting health and well being through travel experiences. And this trend is particularly prominent during the summer months when people are looking to rejuvenate and unwind. So, what are some of the key aspects of wellness tourism that you have seen in the industry, or maybe new trends, like, for example, yoga and meditation retreats?
Yes, absolutely. To tie into that, we're seeing also too a lot with the by leisure, so business and leisure going into it. And so just as like if you're going into the office, you may be someone that likes to work out in the morning, or maybe you're someone that likes to work out in the afternoon. So as far as a trend that we're seeing is, so we may see yoga mostly offered in the morning. However, now we're starting to see more classes being offered in the later evening time, especially for those properties that are catering to those secret hush trips or by leisure for people on the road. So that's definitely one thing when it comes to the wellness. It's not just saying, okay, we're going to have yoga at 7 a.m., but now we may also too seeing it at 7 p.m., some stargazing, sunset time, when it comes to those types of classes. And then also is seeing amenities related to wellness in your room. So some hotels may have a channel for you to being able to work out directly into your room without utilizing any equipment, and utilizing actually the items that are in the guest room, such as your chair, how you can be able to do different lifts. And if your room happens to have a pillow, and you can incorporate certain items as well as part of your workout. So not just having, say, light weights and a yoga mat as part of the amenity in your closet, but then also to that TV station on the TV to utilize the guest room items for your workout.
Yes. Now, I love the creative aspect of these activities, right? On the one hand, providing ideas for the guests to understand how to best use the resources that are available to them in the room. But then on
Mm-hmm.
the other hand, as they inject more of these classes or programs like yoga or meditation, allowing the guests to really reconnect with themselves, how about using the different settings?
Yes.
Right? So if you are located in a city, maybe utilizing the rooftop and repurposing the rooftop to have, like you said, a stargazing type of meditation is a great way to reconnect with nature. And then all those other properties that have the spaces outdoor, inviting guests to take the experience outdoors so that they can not only reconnect with themselves and relax, but then also reconnect with nature, which is something that we tend to forget to do on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And I feel like this is also to your property may have a great offerings when it comes to the wellness and the different activities. However, I feel that where the properties fall short is the communication prior to arrival. So you tend to, talk about your restaurants or the spa or the beach or the pool or whatever your main attraction may be for your property. However, it's not really until the guest arrives on property that they fully understand the variety of wellness activities that are going on. And I feel like it's more of a reactive for the guest than trying to be proactive as us as the experts explaining to the guest ahead of time of what's being offered, the time. So then, for those ones that like to schedule accordingly, now they can be able to schedule to making sure that they want to see, stargazing, meditation, or something of sunrise as well, instead of knowing, hey, I was only here for 2 nights and I didn't know until I was checked out and I had to go and catch my 6 a.m. flight.
A great way to engage the guest from a very different perspective, right?
Yes.
As opposed to the classic automated email that says, "Welcome, we look forward to seeing you." So,
Yes.
how about you start getting excited and planning these activities? Now, one of the greatest differences that I've seen lately has to do with spa and wellness facilities, how properties are enhancing their spas with a focus on holistic treatments or
Yeah.
massages or wellness therapies, which they're all aimed to reducing stress and promoting overall well-being, which is literally, regardless if you are there on business or you're there for fun, it's things that everyone needs. So having that opportunity to get a massage or get a treatment that has more of a holistic approach, I think it's most definitely the way to go. And we're starting to see a lot more of that from a more conscious or meaningful way of running the spa as we know it.
Absolutely. No, seeing that as well. It's not just your traditional spa menu anymore with aromatherapy or deep tissue massage, but as you mentioned, with more of those holistic and mental health as well as part of your wellness journey, and incorporating that more into the spa also too.
Yeah. And then the other thing is healthier dining options. We're seeing that more and more, right? Where people want to know where the food is coming from.
Yes.
It goes beyond the organic label or the grass-fed meat stamp on the menu. Is really honing in on, if you are locally sourcing, you want to communicate that, right? And if there is x amount of calories on a dish, what kind of nutrients are you getting from what's on the menu today? So I think that that's also a great way to match what we're doing in the summer months as we go into looking at a more seasonal type of menu, looking at ways in which we can communicate exactly what it is that people are putting into their bodies as they become more aware of being more conscious of what goes in.
Absolutely. So with that, I'm seeing a lot more full portion, half portion options. As we know, here in the United States, everything is seems like it's bigger in portion size, and then here it is. You're trying to be summer ready with your body, and looking at what you're putting in, and also too being on vacation. It's crazy of how much then you look at of like, oh, I just had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When usually at home you may not even have all of that traditionally. So definitely seeing a lot more of the half portion options on the menu, and also to seeing like a bento box option. So we already know what, being in food and beverage, guests love to modify basically every item anyways on the menu. So here it is already letting the guests choose what they want to make as their well balanced meal and having options. So maybe you are trying to be very healthy. So you're having a piece of fish and some vegetables, but you're like, I'm on vacation. I can have just, a few French fries. I mean, that's not going to hurt you. And so now with these bento box options of being able to kind of incorporate a little of everything that the restaurant has to offer, and creating your own unique dish.
Wonderful. So there's a lot of tips on this episode related to how do we align that growing interest in self-care and having healthier lifestyles and appeal all the travelers that we have today that are really seeking those meaningful and restorative experiences, regardless, again, if they are traveling for fun or if they're there to do business. Because anyone who got themselves into the habit of living a healthier lifestyle, they have to be able to have this accessible when they're on the road for work as well. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the most critical aspects of staying fit, staying healthy, eating healthy, is that we not always have all those options available to us. So as you commit yourself to a better way of living, go ahead and do some research related to the brand that you plan on staying with to see how they compare to other resorts when it comes to keeping up with your new habits. So that's my final nugget for this episode, if you will.
Love it. Love it. Well, these were great tips and can't wait for our next episode.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for being on the other side.